All right.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
How's everyone doing? We're still working some new stuff with the channel right now. I hope you guys like that new intro.
Yeah. We can't do a countdown. I don't think.
Well, we can.
OBS.
I just got to figure it out. Yeah, I'm sure it's like a plugin or something. But yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
Hey guys.
Thank you guys for showing up and joining us for today's Ettincast. We have a lot to share today. Starting with, we're going to be sharing some stuff with the progress on the Circus Interstellar VCS port. Just a couple little things. For the most part, it's very much the same because it was just a big list of stuff we had to do, but it's all related to pretty much the same things. we're gonna be talking about stuff like VCS release trailer and
current progress on certain updates that we're adding.
Yep.
Roof textures, all that stuff. And then go ahead.
And then we got the convention. We got a convention booth again this year, so we'll be talking about that a little bit. And yeah, just a couple other cool little. We got a surprise announcement for
the next game that's in line.
Yeah, so what we're doing.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah. So you ready to get into it?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So first thing we'll talk about is the progress on the Circus Interstellar VCS port. We are currently, as Matt kind of touched on a little bit, we're finishing up redoing some of the roof textures still for level. How much else you got left to do?
11 levels, roughly 11. I think I'm working on the 11th one right now, and he started at the other end of the levels, and he's kind of helping me with it.
Yeah, I suck at making them.
We're going to do this, where he starts at the end of the levels, and I start where I left off, and we come to the middle and finish up the levels.
With how fast he's moving, though, I think what's going to happen, I'm probably going to get like 2 or 3 levels, and then he'll just like plow over me and just like get the hell out of the way. You mess these levels up, I'll fix them all up for you.
I believe we have 11, but then we gotta go through the whole game and just kind of touch up on everything, make sure all levels look good, and then we'll be done with the levels. And then what's next on the
after levels? It's pretty much just wrapping things up by testing the hell out of the game, making sure that everything works and it doesn't break and everything, just stuff like, okay, one of the big things people are wanting is online leaderboards, but
that's kind of a tricky
that one's really
ordeal.
Tricky, because at first we thought, okay, well, Atari has built-in leaderboards on the VCS, right? And so we were thinking, okay, we can just connect to those and then like send our scores to there and pull them that way. But the problem I ran into
is made it for Unity. We're using Game Maker.
Yeah, they really, everything is geared towards Unity. And so the one way that they had on their tutorials and whatnot is you had to get this plug-in for Unity. And
specifically. And you can't. There's no way we couldn't figure out a way to make that plugin work for Game Maker. So
well, they don't tell you any backdoor things either, like how you would program it in your game if you don't have Unity or anything like that. So that was a big roadblock. And what we're thinking about that we might have to do is there's these other services called like PlayFab, I believe. So I was gonna look into PlayFab and see how that is.
I think though that the leaderboard stuff, we're probably not going to end up having that in the initial release because it's a lot of work to try to figure that out, and we've already been kind of dragging this release out, so we're probably going to release it without it, and then we'll go in and update it. If we figure out the leaderboards, we'll update it and we'll add them in.
Well, and like it really just depends on how difficult it is to readjust, because right now, without going too much into nitty-gritty, we use like ini files. They're just like little text files, ini files or whatever. And basically, we send the scores to those files, and then we pull those scores from those files. And so it really just depends on how PlayFab does their stuff. I've never really messed with... whoops! It looks like our text box is all jacked up. Here, let me quickly fix that text box right quick.
What is that Dad post? Is that a cake?
Let's see, transform. Let's see, fit to screen. How does that look? Oh, that's
so tiny.
Right, I'm gonna just turn them off right now. Dude. I'm gonna turn off those things. We'll have to readjust them later.
Maybe just leave it. Leave it. That way people can see that chat's happening.
You can't even see anything. So
you see the chat
we have you guys
happening.
over here in the chat. So off to the side. So we'll fix that later, because right now it's a little jacked up.
It's kind of small.
Anywho, so basically it depends on how PlayFab deals with their scoreboards and their servers and whatnot. If it's as simple as I can still send the configuration files, those little text documents, if I can still send that over to them and pull it in a very easy, simple way, then we could probably have it on release.
Except for my side, it's just a yellow strip.
What's that?
Dad says from my side, it's just a yellow strip.
That's kind of what I was thinking it would look like. So yeah, basically, depending on difficulty of that, depending on how difficult it is to send the file and receive it and stuff, depends on like if we can have it out, the leaderboards working on release, and if it's more difficult and it's going to take a lot of time,
We'll patch it in.
we'll patch it in. Because yeah, right now I think it'd be more important to get the core game working,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be fun fun enough anyway without the online leaderboards, at least for a while. And so that's kind of the plan. We're going to be going with that, with the leaderboards and everything. And yeah, I think after that, it's just we were kind of wanting to take a lot of the patching that we're, just a lot of quality of life stuff, like making sure everything's readable, making sure, that we're clear with some of the stuff like electric walls and stuff like that,
Which I
like
thought we
those options.
fixed that.
I think I think it is pretty clear. I gotta send it. We got a couple other developers helping us test it, and so I just want to see if it's obvious to them.
And,
Yeah.
have them test it and
Yeah,
let us know
exactly.
if anything's not clear or if anything needs to be adjusted.
Yeah.
We did do some cool stuff, like we adjusted the boss fights. We
Mhm.
know a lot of people were having troubles with the first boss because he moved too fast.
Yeah. He had clowns too.
and he had
on his
clowns
level.
on
That
the
was really
first
hard.
level, and you're trying to learn how to fight a boss, and
Yeah,
it's hard enough to
I don't know
learn
what
how
we
to
were
fight the
thinking when we
boss
did
without
that.
the clowns. So that was a bad move.
I think the problem is
we
a
fixed
lot
that.
of times that we're modifying, we're updating stuff. We're really good at the game.
Yeah, so we're
obviously,
like, what?
and so,
Why are people having troubles with this? I don't
yeah,
understand.
I don't get it. I can kill this
I've
boss
killed
really
this boss
quick
like
on the hardest
200,
difficulty.
250 times. Why
Yeah.
can't they?
Yeah, but now we've seen enough of you guys playing it and stuff, and we now know. Oh, okay. Well, we need
It is
to.
too crazy.
It is
yeah.
too crazy. Yeah.
And when we went to play, one of the last times we went to play, we were on the hardest mode and we were playing on the VCS, and then we died on the first boss, and we were like, we just died on the first boss, and we're the developers, so,
Yeah, so clearly
something's wrong.
Yeah.
So we made it to where there's cool new features with boss fights. For example, when you shoot the Juggernaut, he slows down, so it's kind of like you're pushing him back
It
with
feels
the
so
bullets,
satisfying.
and it feels really good. We adjusted his life to work with that mechanic.
Yeah.
And we took out those clowns in the beginning level, and then we went through every level, every boss. And we adjusted them so they feel kind of unique.
Yeah.
One example, Wart, the
thought you were
big
gonna talk
fat
about
clown.
Wart, yeah.
He's the greatest
Yep,
example for
yep.
this. But Wart, the big old fat clown head, he has a lot more life now. So he actually feels like he would be a meaty boss.
He has a lot more life because he also moves a lot slower.
Yeah, he moves slower.
And so he's about half the speed of the other ones. But
Yeah, so
you think like, I was gonna say, you would think, when with how slow he's moving, that it would be so much easier. But because he's got like double the life too, it takes some time. And his boss fight, to make it really interesting, we made it to where there's Colonel Crinkles and his Butter Boys. That'd be the popcorn throwing guy, and his little man eating popcorn. So now
it only spawns those clowns
Yes.
on that boss fight.
Yeah,
And
so before we had it where it would spawn like all the clowns, and then we were like, this doesn't
should
really
theme
make
it.
sense. We should have it themed.
Yeah.
So like it was perfect having the popcorn guy there with the chunk of a clown, that's like clearly overeating, and like we thought that would be really cool.
Really cool addition. Yeah, and so so the boss fights have been adjusted. The level textures and stuff are being fixed. And,
Yeah, those
and
rooftop
all that
textures
stuff,
look really good. I think you guys are gonna really like them.
They really make the game feel complete now as far
Absolutely.
as the visuals go. And then we added a couple other little like small quality of life fixes. And yeah, it's looking really good.
It is.
So I think you guys are gonna really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we're on a pretty good track. Like I think we're aiming for the end of April or the beginning of May, depending, on
We still
how
gotta
long it
talk
takes
with
for
Atari. Yeah, because
Yep.
we got. I think the first thing we gotta do is send the game in to Atari.
And we have no idea
they
how
need
long they're going to
check
take
the
to
game.
test that.
Yeah, and I don't know how long that takes. So, but yeah, that's coming along really well. Is that the last of that stuff, or is there any more we wanted to add?
Yeah, the other thing we got to do, and probably while they're testing it, this month we're going to start working on a new trailer for the game, which we're going to have a lot of fun with because we're thinking about it's going to be a mix of live action and gameplay as well. And what we were thinking about was
those super cheesy
Oh, yeah.
Sega and Atari commercials.
Oh yeah,
We
from
kind
the
of want to get that
90s.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be really fun.
Yeah, so we want to do that. We're gonna do a very cheesy cult kind of theme, right? It's gonna look
Yeah.
like a cult theme thing, you know. Like we'll come in, not to describe or spoil anything, but we're gonna
Yeah.
come in and we're gonna have like big old robes on and
With
everything.
big old clown
and,
noses
clown
on.
noses underneath. Our
We
eyes
bought-
are gonna be blocked.
We
and
bought
everything.
robes that
Ooh.
match them. Can you pull
Yeah.
them up on
Yeah,
the
I'll
thing?
pull them up. Let me just quickly.
So you can get an idea of what they look like.
I'll navigate to it right quick. 1 second.
That's the camera glasses. That's
Yeah,
all.
I'm gonna. There we go. Oh, gotta sign in right quick. Actually, let me just pull them up instead. Let's see. Colt clothes. Okay, so let me go to the share the screen. Okay, so basically, now let me see if I can find the exact robe type. This is it right here. So we're gonna get some cult robes. I believe Matt's that he. I went with the red one. Matt went with the white one. Now we're gonna remove the cross because obviously it doesn't make any sense with our game. But so we'll have those, and that's gonna be a lot of fun to wear.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
The reason we chose these colors too is because I chose the white one because I have a red nose, and so it'd be a cool contrast. It'll help the nose kind of stick out a little bit more.
And I have the yellow nose, so that should complement the colors on the red guy
on the
too.
crimson color outfit.
And,
but yeah, so we'll have those on. We're gonna get like fake candles and stuff.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a path in our house. Hopefully, you don't see the carpet and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
look at that!
We're gonna have to figure out ways to make it look natural and not like we filmed it in our front room, which is what we're doing.
Which we were thinking we want to get like a bunch of. We're probably gonna ask our dad to help us out too. We got Savannah helping us as well. She's the one that was there for our convention booth, and she's been just a great help, and she's been awesome.
Character Savannah in our game.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. She's also in the video game.
Yep.
But she, so we're gonna get some help and everything with setting all this up. But at first, Matt was worried that the candles were gonna be very expensive. But
wow,
I'm looking at this now.
$6.
Yeah, it's like $6 for like what, 12? So that should be good. We're gonna set those up in like varying lengths. We're thinking about getting like with the PVC pipe and everything. We're thinking about building a little hallway that kind of. Let me switch the scene. We're thinking about building a hallway with a bunch of PVC pipe, and then getting some like thick black sheets, and then like covering it with those.
And are we wanting to do anything like a green screen?
So the green screen, I was thinking about at the end of the aisle, right? So you'll have us, and we'll have our cloaks on and stuff, right? And we'll be walking. We'll come
we're gonna get a fog machine.
Yeah, we're gonna get a fog machine.
Machine.
Yeah. I think Savannah already bought a fog machine, so the fog will come rolling in. We'll have the music and everything, and then you'll see us with the robes, and we'll come walking in with our hands under the robes, and then and then it'll cut to like what we're walking towards, which will be like. A little CRT that we have that we might even paint it.
We're debating on that. I don't know if we could paint it properly.
Well, it's just
it's
a silver, and the nice thing is the silver just goes around the edge of the TV. So the back part that's got all the little holes and grates, that part's black already. So
what color would you even paint?
I'm thinking
CRT?
Red. I'm thinking red would be cool, but I
that
don't
would be
really
really
know
cool.
yet.
Actually, that would be really cool.
Yeah, because then I'd love to have that just looking red in general.
Yeah.
But so it'd be like we paint the edge, and you'd have this little CRT with the VCS in front of it, and no controllers on screen. There'd just be those at the moment. So then we'd be walking down the aisle, and in our robes, as we get like halfway, it'll do a little zoom up on our robes and stuff. A couple times we'll probably zoom up on the face and everything with like the cloak and everything. You just see the nose, and we'll be like,
well, and it'll be we'll have our music playing. Music for the game. I believe we're gonna go with the song from the engineering bay.
Yeah,
it kind of fits
the man
theme.
who made a monster, or the man who made a monster. Yeah, by Dance with the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be that music will be playing, and we'll be walking down.
Walking down with our robes, and it'll zoom into our
arms.
face, it'll zoom into the arms, and then as it zooms into the arms, you'll see us pull out the VCS controllers, and then when we get to the console, we'll both like stand there, both look at each other probably, and then like nod, and then look at the thing, and then like start playing it, and it'll go to gameplay and stuff, and they'll switch between the two. The green screen Matt was talking about is I was thinking about putting a green screen on the bubble TV, so that way, when you record bubble TVs, the scan lines come in and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and they ruin the whole thing.
yeah, so I think if we were to take a green screen and put it on that TV, and then I green screened in the gameplay, I think that would look really rad. And then basically it'll be going back and forth, and it'll show us, and we'll getting all sweaty and stuff. Like probably get some like water or something, pour him stuff.
They're playing,
and then,
doing ridiculous faces.
And then like at the end we'll like game over or whatever, and we'll like throw our heads back and like throw the camera will be like above us.
We're gonna have somebody
like,
pull our hoods back.
Yeah, they'll
too.
like pull the hood off or whatever, and then we'll have like blood coming from our
Like
eyes, and
fake
be like,
blood
"Ah!" And then like the control, you'll see like it'll cut to the camera of like the robes like falling to the ground on top of the controller.
No, my idea was that we do the and then when it cuts, it'll just be looking at the bubble TV with the console there, and maybe our game sitting up there on top of it with the controllers in front, and then our robes on the ground. Maybe with like
some
smoke
blood
coming
or
out.
Yeah,
probably like smoke coming out of the
that would
robes.
look great.
And then it'll say we're hoping that we're allowed to have the have you played Atari today? And then
showing like the Atari logo and stuff.
Yeah, and then it'll cut.
That'll be a lot of fun. So we're gonna
that's
be
kind of the
working on
idea.
that.
Yeah.
We were thinking, would you guys think? Would you guys have fun with if we were to do like a behind the scenes? We were thinking about doing that, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
So we'll probably put that on our YouTube, just kind of as one big video. Probably right messy, as we release the video. We'll do that.
It would just be like a really messy, like behind the scenes where you get to see all of our mess ups and stuff like that.
And us, being goofballs.
Clothes.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna be working on that while Atari tests the game and stuff like that. So. That's pretty much wraps that up. But
buying
let me
props.
See. Props. Yep, we talked about that. Fake blood.
We were gonna do contact lenses, but I don't know about that anymore because contact lenses, specifically the contact lenses that are for like just decorating your eyes.
Mm-hmm. If you want high quality,
they're kind of expensive. If you want high quality, and plus, I don't like the idea of putting something in my eye. I've never worn contact lenses before. But yeah, I've never worn contact lenses before, and whenever stuff gets close to my eye, I panic. So I don't know if I want to do that. But at least we're gonna do the fake blood.
But if you guys find any like cool we were thinking like those demon black ones, the ones that cover like your eye and they're
make the whole thing
black and everything. But I've been having trouble finding a good one. So if you guys know any good ones, you could find us on Discord, hit us up on our Ettinsoft Discord group, which is in the link in the description below. You can also post in the comments, if you know of something, but we'll kind of play that one by ear because we got to focus first on getting all the other stuff together. And if contact lenses are going to be like $100 a contact lens, that's $200 for us.
Yeah,
and so
for just contact lenses.
Yeah, so
we got bills.
Exactly, and money's tight. So so we'll see with that, but I think the rest of it would be pretty simple to do. The fog machine's already, I think Savannah's already got that, so we're all good there.
So we're all good there. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the trailer.
We'll talk the convention booth.
Yeah. So we'll be going again to the PGRE, which is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. It's over in Portland, Oregon. It is going to be in October. I believe it's the same exact time that was last year.
No, actually, it's going to be
when was it?
September 27th through the 29th.
Oh, so okay, that's a big change. Usually, like every year, it's been October.
Back, 2 weeks roughly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe they're hosting in our event or something. But
they might be. Yeah.
We're going to the PGRE though. We're gathering all the stuff we need. We've got a nice chunk of it already.
Thank God.
Yeah,
it was so expensive
we
last year.
Invested, but
I can't afford that again.
Yeah, but we will be doing a couple other things. We want to have like maybe 1 or 2 new products that we'll be selling over there, such as I want to try for plushies. I want to try to make a plushie.
Guys? Welcome
to what's up, guys?
Welcome to the chat.
She says you could try changing your eye color and editing. He talked about that.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, like using like some After Effects and stuff, and then just like selecting the area around our eyes when we do the because that's the only time you're going to see the eyes is like when we're screaming. And so I was thinking about cutting that area and then using like a color changing effect, because green screen that just won't do, especially since we don't have green eyes. But like we could probably do that with like a little color thing if they have it. We'll see. I'm using what is that program called again? DaVinci Resolve. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
DaVinci Resolve, it can do stuff like that, but we've never tried to do anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I want to try, even though it's a cheesy commercial, I want to try to avoid. You know how sometimes when people like green screen their eyes and stuff, you'll see like they kind of shift a little bit and it doesn't look natural. And I want to avoid that because I don't want it to look like super cheap. I mean, it's gonna look cheapish, but
I think we honestly, like, I think if we were to get a good like color changing plug-in, that we might be able to get over that issue because it won't be a green screen technically. It'll be following the colors each frame.
That's why I'm thinking it might work, but we'll have to experiment. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so PGRE. I want to make a plushie to sell there. That would be really fun. It would probably be either the Slasher, which is the clown with the big old blades for arms. He's actually, if you switch over to scene 2 right quick, you'll see him. We'll just switch over right quick.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
The Slasher, sorry, the audio was off, guys. The Slasher is the one right there getting his arm blown off. So it'd probably be either a plushie of that guy or a plushie of the Cosmonaut, which is the guy shooting.
Yeah.
I'm debating. We'll see. Plushies can be expensive to have made. So, I'll go ahead and switch it back over to our camera.
So I realized the music cut out and everything.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Happened. That was weird.
Sorry about that. I guess when I came back to the scene, it muted it again. So yeah, whoops.
Okay. Well, anyway, so what I was saying though was that so a plushie would be really cool, but they can be kind of expensive to have made. So I'll look around, see what I can do there. I found one website. I started to make something on there, and it looked like it was gonna be cool, but I don't know how expensive that's gonna be. But I'll try for that, and then we'll try for like maybe pins or definitely at least one brand new T-shirt. And then we have a bunch of other stuff that we still have left over from the last convention. We'll probably sell that there as well.
Yeah, we're still figuring out a T-shirt color, but we are thinking maybe red, right? That's what we're saying.
Yeah, probably red. What do you guys think? Do you guys think red is a good color, or like what do you guys think? We tried yellow last time because I like yellow, but it seems like for some reason people don't want yellow shirts, so they didn't buy it very much. But yeah, so if you guys come up with a color that you guys think would be cool, Obsidian says red, so with an exclamation point, so that means he's excited.
Would it be cool?
That's probably a good sign.
Yeah, I think so. I think a juggler knot shirt.
Well, we had the juggler knot on the back of the original yellow shirt.
So you guys spitball some ideas down in the comments and stuff, or in the live chat. What do you guys think you'd like to see on that third T-shirt?
Yeah, for design wise. Yeah, we'll probably use sprites from our game and stuff like that. So, and those of you who have played our game, if you can think of anything cool that you would like on a T-shirt, just let us know, maybe in the comments.
Yep.
And then we also
the plushies you were talking about. The plushies you were talking about, right quick. I think you got muted when you were pointing it out. Because I realized when we went to that scene to show it off.
Well, in that case, I'll explain again. The two plushies I'm thinking of trying. It's only gonna be one plushie we make, but I'm debating between two characters. Either We'll make a plushie for the clown, the one that was having his arm blown off.
The Mad Slasher.
Slasher. Or I'll do it for the cosmonaut. Or another clown. I'll kind of experiment and just kind of figure out which one would be the cooler plushie.
Yeah, so that's another thing to add in your guys' comments down below or in the live chat is, what do you want to see for a t-shirt? Like, what kind of design would you like to see on it? It could be from the comic book. If you want me to cut out cut someone out of the comic, it could be one of the sprites or whatever. So like, you guys just, if you have any ideas, throw in the comments below. And what kind of?
He says the circus ship rising would be dope on a shirt.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be
actually
cool.
On the back of the shirt, that would be cool. And have like the big clown ship behind it or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But so we'll you let us know like what kind of shirt. This song's a little weird. Hold on. Let me switch that.
Kind of fits the theme a little bit.
But
cosmonaut sounds like a cool plushie. Okay. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
The cosmonaut I thought did sound really cool. The only thing that makes me like, I don't know, is that he's not a clown.
Yeah.
And the game's about clowns. So then it makes me go, well, should it be him or should it be a clown? Because if people see the cosmonaut and they don't know the game, they might just go, it's just like an astronaut game, and they won't know it's a clown game.
But
so I'm debating.
It
That's
would
a good
be
idea,
cool
though.
Either way. I mean, like, even a cosmonaut would be neat because we'd put his blaster in his hand, so you could be like moving him and have the little blaster on it. So that'd be cool. But yeah, just let us know in the comments
when we have a
lineup
lineup of plushies. You'll be able to aim that cosmonaut at one of your clowns. And it looks
and
legit.
you can play with toys.
That's right. You can play with toys. You can be a 32-year-old man playing with toys.
That's right.
Or woman. Whatever.
But yeah, so we're getting all that ready right now for the convention. One of the things we did, I showed you guys a while back, but I'll show you guys in a video, is we went back. We actually been. Let me turn off that. I have that YouTube chat that's broken right there. So we actually went back and we souped up the cabinet for the Circus Interstellar cab. So now got.
We did show this in another Ettincast. So for those of you seeing it again, sorry.
That's fine.
But yeah. We did soup it up for the convention.
Yeah, it's got LED buttons now. So it did have these buttons before, but now I went through the trouble of getting some new circuit boards and whatnot, and we set it up to light up. And so now all the buttons are lighting up. We got a new speaker system,
up here.
And inside is a subwoofer. So now the cabinet has a lot of presence to it because when you're playing on it, it's vibrating and stuff. It just feels so fucking cool.
And the game is gonna look so much better on the screen.
Oh, definitely. With the new textures. And
stuff.
Stuff.
Without these freaking roofs being all squared like this, it's gonna look so much better. The presentation of everything.
One thing cool too is that we made it to where
nice. I guess he hasn't seen it. That's cool.
Nice. But this is what's really neat too is. So that pulled out view in Circus Interstellar, when you can switch your views between a dynamic camera, which is really close and like moves around when you shoot and all that stuff. And there's another camera mode called what do we call it?
It's
because I'm thinking
tactical camera.
Yeah, the tactical camera, which is pulled out. Now what we did was I made it to where it doesn't vibrate as much as the dynamic camera, because that would be annoying if you shot every single time and there's 4 people on the screen and they're all shooting. So everybody's
shooting and the camera's just shaking like crazy. So we didn't do that. Yeah. We made it to where
when the juggler knot spawns, when the room vibrates, when a character dies, stuff like that, stuff that's a little bit less common, that stuff will actually now vibrate even the static camera.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks really so cool when it happens.
It looks cool. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy that.
Yeah. And this is now updated. So it's going to look
Let's
really
pause our music
sweet.
right quick.
I'll just mute this.
Oh, but then they can't hear the speakers.
Well, they can't hear him anyway.
Oh, that's a good point.
You're recording it from a phone, so it doesn't really do it justice. So we're just going to let it play out, just so anyone who hasn't seen the arcade cabinet can see it for a moment. You can't see the sides very well in this video, but we do have some pretty cool art on the side. And I guess he's not going to pan around this other side.
No,
in
I think
video.
At this point in the video, I was just like jamming out to the music, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So but yeah, so that will be there. We're also going to have a bubble TV there. We're probably going to take we have a big old bubble TV upstairs. It's actually the one we've had since we were kids.
Yeah.
And we'll be taking that to the convention and the Atari VCS.
Yeah, we got I got an HDMI to AV adapter, so.
Yeah, and that would be really cool because they'll be able to play the Atari VCS on a bubble TV with our game, and it's gonna feel super legit.
I think that would be really cool. And then what we're thinking about is when we get towards the end of so like around 5 o'clock ish, they close down the vendor hall. And what we learned last year,
it's a hard close. They go get the F out of here.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way last year because we were trying to gather up all of our stuff to leave. We were like, let's get our bags, let's put everything away. Oh yeah, that's
and
good.
They came over
and they were like, you need to get the hell out of here right now. I mean, they weren't that intense, but they were like, you need to get out. We're like you're on a time limit, like, and we're like, oh fuck. So we were like rushing. But this time we're gonna be
hey, what's up, Sacro?
Hey, what's up, Sacro? But this time we're actually towards the end. I'm gonna see if the guys at the arcade. I think I can't remember the name of the arcade that goes there.
Hang on a minute. We have a shirt for them. Is it something Gravity?
Oh, it's ground control.
Ground control. That is what it is. It's ground control.
So we're gonna talk with those guys about towards the end of when they close the vendor hall if we can move our cabinet to the arcade area this time around.
Yeah,
so
we were going to do it last year.
But with all the chaos, we were like, oh my god.
Trying to figure out how to run a booth, and realizing that it's a lot of time, a lot of work. We didn't do it last year, but now we have a better idea of what to expect, and so now we're thinking we will go and ask ground control if we can move our cabinet over there once we're done.
I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, just to be able to get people more playing it, and it's an area where people
got
are
arcade cabinets everywhere. Yeah, they're gonna want to play on it. So
and I think by now that cabinet really feels, even though it's it's a modified arcade one up, and so heavily modified. Everything's gutted out and everything, but it's I think now it has the presence and it has it's really fucking cool looking,
and the game will look better too.
Yeah, and I think that now that it will look good even standing next to some real cabinets, the real metal cabinets and stuff. So I think that'll be really cool. And yeah, that pretty much.
But while we're on the arcade cabinet talk, I did just want to let you guys know I did do a little short video, like a little short for our YouTube, but I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. The iArcade vinyl art is done, but I haven't released it yet because with all the chaos with the VCS port, I do have a little bit of things I need to do with the cabinet art, and I haven't had a chance to do it. So I want to be able to. One thing about the cab was I messed up when I did the front of the cab the first two times. Well, the first time it was too tall and skinny. The star with the cosmonaut head on it, it was too skinny and tall. So I went and I edited it, and when they sent it to me, I realized I made it too wide, and so it got cut off.
Oh, and the electricity that goes along the bottom
that wasn't lining
up anymore. Yeah.
So I had to go and I had to fix it, but I haven't had the money or time to order the new one
to test it.
I want to put it on my cab to make sure that it's good for you guys before you guys go and order the vinyl and then go to put it on your cab and find out that the front's all messed up. So I want to order it, test it, and then when I'm done testing it, and probably after the VCS port releases, I'll go ahead and release the arcade vinyl for anybody who wants it.
Yeah. So and then I guess the last things to kind of wrap up the talk of the convention and the booth and everything that we're going to do. This time around, so last time we spent $750 to get the 11 by 11 booth, right? It's a normal, they call it a full booth. Last time they cut off a whole foot on each side
for everyone
because of fire code, and they didn't tell anyone ahead of time. Well,
but they made everybody pay for the same
we still had to
amount
pay
of money
the full
for
price. So what we were going to do this time around is we actually paid for the booth already, but we decided on 2 half booths, which is they go 5 feet out by 10 feet. So that's a total of 20 feet out for this booth.
And you pay less.
Yeah, and you pay. It was $500 total.
$500,
Total for 2 booths.
You put them together and
to
you
put 'em
got
together.
a bigger booth. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, it's not as wide, right? But we don't need the width.
depth.
We'll
as
just
much,
spread
yeah.
stuff out
Yeah.
and it'll be better.
Yeah, we were thinking one side we're gonna do like the merch and everything, and we'll have a table where we'll set up all that. Because last time when we found out, we're really new to all this stuff, so we knew nothing about like how to present things so that people would buy it. We went a little crazy with the last booth, a little too many balloons and everything.
Yeah.
But
and we're hiding the product. By
yeah,
accident.
yeah, we had the product inside the booth, and it was kind of a square, so you had to actually walk in to see the product.
And then
so,
we also had the stuff hanging up, but we put
Yeah.
the stuff hanging up
On the
behind
outside.
because we had a little poster that we had hanging up there as well, and we had that in front of our product, so
Yep.
nobody could see that we were advertising product up there.
Yep.
And so then nobody knew about the T-shirts, and so nobody bought them. But
So
but yeah,
this
so we're gonna
time,
fix that.
yeah, this time we'll have a table dedicated. The one half of the booth will be all dedicated to merchandise and whatnot. The second half of the booth, we are going to use the end of the table. And we're going to put the big CRT up on there, and then we'll have a little open area for the arcade cabinet. So that way, it's more like people can just walk in. It's like it's its own little secluded area off to the side where they can game it up, and we'll set up the VCS on one side so they can play with the classic controllers and whatnot on the bubble TV.
Yep. We'll have 4 classic controllers. We'll also bring our moderns just in case, because we know that not everybody wants to use the classic controller. But yeah, we'll have like a 4-player setup over there.
Yeah. So that'll be really cool. And here, hold on. A little too raff. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
saw
that
that earlier, and I
At
was like, I
first
don't know what that means.
At first I thought he was
He's
saying
he
Ralph.
feels like too much like Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja,
That's
Ninja
probably
Turtles.
it. That's probably it.
That's what I'm thinking.
So that kind of brings us though to the next thing. It's the big news that we wanted to share with you guys. So after all this VCS stuff, we've been talking a lot about doing Super Circus Interstellar next, right, and stuff like that. But it's the more and more we do this VCS port.
His saying Ninja Turtles.
Oh, nice.
I knew it.
So you can hold on. Let me read the comments right quick. So you never planned for the first show. It's definitely a live trial to run to figure out what works the next time. You guys have figured. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
yeah.
man.
It's
We hope we have it figured out.
Oh, I hope so.
We better.
It was so nerve-wracking talking to customers in like face to face.
Yeah.
But
especially when you look like a clown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially
Literally a clown. Yeah. With the nose.
Literal clown.
But I think it definitely boosted both of our confidence and stuff, and we feel a lot more confident about kind of talking to people and everything, and putting ourselves out there
and presenting everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think we learned a lot, and it's going to be a lot better this next go around. It was awesome the first time around, but it's going to be even better, I think, on the next.
But so our we were originally gearing up for Super Circus Interstellar after we released this, but after all of this this entire port, just like the work and stuff, and after also hearing kind of feedback from people in our group, it seems like a lot of people want us to not start on Super right away. And they would rather have a new game, and we would rather have a new game too.
After all the work on the VCS, we were like, wow, I love this game. I love Circus Interstellar, and I totally think Super Circus Interstellar. Both of us think Super Circus Interstellar is going to be like awesome. But we were also like, well, we want to do something new. We want to see like a new game from a new perspective and everything.
We already had all these ideas for new games. We have several lined up in our minds. So we picked one that we believe is going to be pretty simple for us to achieve,
but also really fun,
super
really cool.
badass.
Something that we haven't seen in a long time, which is we were wanting to do a combination, a game that combines Major Havoc, which I think a lot of you probably have played on the arcade cabinet.
They haven't. I'll pull it up right now.
Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead and keep going.
So it's going to be like Major Havoc meets Tron. So I know that sounds weird, but it's Major Havoc has the scenes. If any of you guys have seen it, which Matt's pulling up gameplay right now, but where you're flying to the spaceship that you're going to attack, right? And during that scene, that will be the Tron stuff, right? And so that's going to be like kind of a bullet heli kind of looking thing with Tron bike looking thing, and you know, when you get to the end, after you get through this thing where you're being chased by like antibodies, which we'll describe in a moment, but after you beat that, you'll do like the Akira slide, which is where he like puts one foot down, turns the bike to the side.
Show them
go
as
ahead,
this is going. So
absolutely.
basically, this scene right here, instead of being the bullet hell sort of thing, where it's like the typical, you know, ship flying and stuff. It's going to be Tron. It's going to be like a Tron bullet hell kind of thing going on. And then right here is the scene he's talking about where you'll do an Akira slide.
To try and get between some deadly walls or something.
Yeah, it would be like a digital wall that you'll have to go between. Now, the premise of the game, first off, the game is going to be called Cyber Dread. And basically, the premise, it will be the universe that you're living in was our normal world, but
Earth,
because of how crazy quick technology advanced, the whole world became digital.
Yeah, basically turned into a giant digital or a giant computer program. Yeah, right.
Like think Tron's universe, except that instead of being in a computer, the whole world is the computer now, because everything's been terramorphed to be computerized.
And basically, you play as a like this kind of rogue program, right? Like you are like a virus, right? You
you start as a normal person.
Yeah, you start as a normal guy. Really, you're not playing as the normal guy, but you'd be like, you would you start out and he'd pick up like he'd find this glowing like helmet, right? And it looks kind of like a Daft Punk helmet.
We are straight up going to base the helmet off of the look of Daft Punk,
because I want to see that. I want to see that helmet in a game, and I want to be the character who's wearing it. So basically, we were going to do that, and your character picks up this helmet, and then it's sort of like when he puts it on his head, he like goes, "Aah!" And like, you know, like electrical shit is going all over the place, and then he like turns into like this ravenous like version of himself where he's like, you know, hunched over and he's like really violent and feral looking, and then you would you know, you'd be flying between areas because you're trying to shut down the system and stuff and infect it with the virus.
Yeah, you're basically your goal is to corrupt the entire world by taking out. So see how in Major Havoc, see that thing there, that purple thing with the button on it and the like weird spikes coming out of it? In this game, that's a reactor. But in our game, it's going to be basically like mainframes.
Yeah, kind of like the heart of a city. Like, right? Like,
and there'll be multiple of those throughout the city, and you'll basically be working your way around trying to corrupt those core mainframes, and then your end goal is to get to the basically like the leader of all of it, which is just like some omniscient. We were still trying to figure out what it's going to be, but it's going to be like this omniscient being that controls everything, and you're going to try and make your way to him and then kill him and corrupt the whole world. It's going to have like antibodies, which are going to be like,
those are like
or
the police,
antiviruses.
Yeah, those are like the police officers and whatnot, right? And we're gonna, you know, this time around, because we're gonna be starting fresh, and we've learned a lot through developing Circus Interstellar. So we were thinking, you know, so we're gonna be sharing a lot more progress reports as we're going. I'll try to get more active on Twitter. Twitter's a tough one for me because I get active on it, and then I see a bunch of garbage from other people, you know, drama and stuff. And this guy's cheating.
He can't even get past. This dude can't even get past the first level.
Cheating.
Yeah. No, I was watching him play, and I was like, dude, you can't even get past the first level, and you're cheating. Lame.
But anyway, so well, you know, this time around though, I'll try to be more active on Twitter. But we will be sharing a lot of development on our website, on our Discord and stuff. So if you guys want to join our Discord, you know, you guys see that. We're
you are the bad guy.
To answer Zombie Panda Party, yes, you are the bad guy of the game, basically.
Except we are gonna have a cool thing in there where there's gonna be like so because you're in the real world and your character's basically going through this digital city, we need to populate it to feel like a city. So you're gonna have the antiviruses, which will be like the police force that's trying to stop you. You're gonna also have as your character goes and corrupt stains, it's gonna create beings that are pretty much monsters, and they'll attack both you and the other NPCs and stuff. But then there's also going to just be civilians that would be just running around, and what we're kind of gonna make it to where it's kind of like Prototype. Do you guys remember the game Prototype on the 360? So it's basically gonna be like that, where you can choose to be a complete monster and just kill all of them, and you'll get
killing them
more
will give you
stuff
bonuses and whatnot. It'll give you stuff, so there's like this incentive to be a ravenous monster and just eat everything and destroy everything.
But we're gonna make it to where there'll be 2 different endings. This might be a spoiler, but I'm not going to go in depth on it.
We can't go in depth on it. Anyway.
We're just not even there yet. We're not even there. Yeah. So, basically, you can slaughter all of them, and your character will become more powerful. But it will affect your ending, and you'll get like the bad guy ending.
Yeah.
But then if you do not kill all the people, or at least you try to not kill all the people, then you'll get the good guy ending. And so that's kind of the idea of what we're going to do with that. The graphic direction is going to be, you see how go back to the game right quick. Okay, you see how everything's kind of this vector thing. Oh, by the way, it should be noted, when you do the platforming in our game, there's not going to be zero gravity because you're not in space.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, you won't have to worry about the zero gravity jumping and hitting your character's head and
this
falling.
Guy's still trying to pretend that he's not playing with
not cheating
zero G or with
I can see that. Go take out that projectile that's not going to harm you. Anyway, now we're just critiquing this guy's gameplay. Basically, see how the art style is, right? It's like this vector art sort of thing. So we want to do something similar, but not exactly this, because we don't want it all to be lines.
Yeah.
But we do want it to be just like solid colors. So it'd be like kind of like this.
Super Hot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna look a lot like Super Hot style.
There we go. Yeah, images.
For those who don't know Super Hot. So it's gonna be like this. See how these guys are like fully colored and stuff, but they got see how they got the shading a little bit. Now theirs is different. These guys are all made of glass in this game, but it's gonna be kind of like that, where they're all one color, but the shading will help with separating features. For example, your characters will have clothes, but it will be like, it's all the same color, but you'll be able to tell the clothes because they'll move like clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll have this
like that.
You'll have this really cool biker jacket on with the the popped up collar and stuff, and a flowing it'll be an open jacket. So it'll look similar to this in a way, mostly because like Matt said, they're all digital characters.
Super
and
Hot
stuff.
is a great game.
Yeah, Super Hot's awesome.
I love that game.
We'll basically be doing that, it's gonna be like a side view platformer. It'll switch views, so it'll be like when you're in that view, when you're in the Tron kind of style gameplay, it'll be like a top down, and you're on your bike, and you're going, you got the little trail behind you and whatnot.
We were thinking more like instead of how like in Tron, when you're moving, it's constantly creating that trail behind you. So we're gonna change that, and we're gonna make it to where you just activate. I've never even seen this level.
I've never seen this level either. I never make it past the freaking
this guy
maze.
cheated, so it doesn't even count.
Yeah.
But so basically, you'll create the trail. It'll be like one of your attacks. You can just create the trail out of the back of your bike, and then it recharges. We'll figure all that out later, though. We're kind of spitballing ideas right now.
But then when you get done with that, dodging the deadly walls, you'll actually it'll switch the view. It'll switch to a side view where you are going into the base and stuff, and we're gonna figure out all that stuff, like what we want to do with the base, what kind of we're thinking it'd be like some facilities and stuff. Maybe maybe the beginning area would be like a sort of sewer looking system-ish, with
we'll start from the bottom and go to the top.
Yeah, with
basically
like you're in the dregs, you're in the bad part of town and stuff, right? That's where you'll start. In fact, maybe your character is even I don't know, a homeless guy.
I was thinking he's like
something.
A homeless guy.
But So like, it'd be, we kind of would start there, and then towards the end of the game, you're going through these like super high tech, like really fancy places full of, like shiny walls and chrome and shit, and oh wow, you have to get keys.
Yeah, you
later?
have to get keys. I saw that
Oh wow,
earlier.
This is really hard.
But yeah, so it'd be like that though, where you're going through like facilities and stuff. And one other thing, this game doesn't have combat, not in the same way. They have like, you can create a shield around you and you can destroy the stuff.
Yeah, but that's not really the
flying
point
around
of the game on this one.
Yeah, but on our game, we are going to mix it with some combat elements. So it'd be kind of like have some beat 'em up in there.
Yep, your character. We were thinking you'd have. We want to make it a simple design too, because
not too many combo systems in there.
No slopes or anything. Slopes. I found out the hard way with the last time we tried to do a platformer, that slopes are a nightmare.
Yes.
And so if we want to keep this game simple, we want to be able to get a couple more cool games out and everything that are small, punchy. They have a really tight game, like core game loop, and that's kind of what we're going for. Sorry, this is distracting because now I'm seeing new scenes that I've never seen in this game before, because I suck and I never get past the third level. Anyway, we basically,
it's gonna be like a combat system where when you attack, it sends out a like kind of like a shockwave,
like
sort
slash
of thing.
attacks and stuff, and just stuff that like feels like you're a ravenous monster, and you're just running through, like slashing, like like a feral, just like uncontrolled,
like
stuff like
beast.
that. Yeah. So
also Obsidian said giving away the ending, but I didn't give away the ending. I just told you there's a possibility of two endings.
Yeah. We can't give it away because we don't know what it's gonna be yet.
That's right.
Shit changes when you get down to the end of the game. When you're actually in the trenches, that's when
you find out what you can actually do.
Yeah,
what you can't.
So we'll be sharing more of that progress as we move along. I hope you guys enjoy this new kind of shift we're gonna do, this new direction.
Hopefully it hasn't made you guys feel like, oh man, we were gonna do super.
Well, we are still going to
do super.
But now when we go back to super, we're gonna just build it from the ground up. Because
we're not going to be working on the old engine anymore. We'll completely from scratch make it. That way we can have brand new everything, like brand new sprites, enemy AI, levels, everything. So it's all going to be completely unique.
We won't feel as backed in a corner in a way, because a lot of the way I programmed everything in Circus Interstellar, it was the first big game we ever made. We never finished a full game before doing Circus Interstellar, and so there was a lot of bad optimization and stuff. By now it's all pretty good because we went back and we've made a lot of adjustments and fixed a lot of crap, and so now it feels good. But if you look in that code, it's kind of messy. It's a mess. And so
my stuff too. I did all the sound programming, and there was a couple things like I made it a certain way, and because I made it that way, it was hard to do stuff like
3D sound
and stuff like that. I tried it, but it wouldn't work because I programmed it a different way. But we'll be able to start with clean code. From after learning from these other games. So and I believe we're probably gonna go Cyber Dread. And then there was another game we were thinking of doing right after that.
Give the name away
I'm not going to know.
Okay.
And that one's going to be kind of like Rampage-ish. That's the idea, at least.
Kind of like Rampage meets
what's that game?
Destroy All Humans.
Well, and meets that. There was this game on the arcade that we played where it was like
King of Monsters, I think, right?
Yeah, King of Monsters or something.
I'm gonna look it up. I think it's King of Monsters.
So basically, this will be our King of Monsters esque game. That's not the right thing. Will be our third game. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, this game right here.
Switch it over to the correct camera. So this will be our third type of game. We want to do something like this.
Obviously not this game.
It's not going to be this.
It won't be this game or anything. But
this is the idea for the third game.
The inspiration, is like this kind of style in a way, but probably more on like a two-dimensional plane.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way Rampage is, except we watched the movie Shin Godzilla, and we were
It
like,
gave us a
oh
bunch of
my
cool
god,
ideas.
it would be so fucking cool to actually like cut buildings down
Yeah.
and stuff with your laser beams. Anyway,
And then
that's
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 after.
later, so
Yeah.
we're not gonna talk
We're not
too
gonna
much
talk
about that.
But yeah, we'll do that game, and then we'll do Super.
Yeah.
Because we really want to get more games out.
Mhm.
We feel like working on Killer Clowns, which
Circus
became
Interstellar.
Circus
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Always.
That dragged out for a long time. That's been years of work.
I think it's
And
roughly
so-
been maybe 5 years because
Well,
we picked it.
roughly,
We did like
'cause
it
it's
was like a
kinda-
3-year development for Killer Clowns, and then we took a couple years off just trying to make prototypes, and then kind of falling out of it, and then deciding we want to do this for real, and then getting back into Circus Interstellar and adding another 2 years on. So yeah, we've kind of been doing it for a long time.
And the
we wanna do
clowns,
something.
have dragged out. So
Yeah, I fucking
we're
love
ready
clowns
to,
now,
I do
but,
too. But we're ready to try something new.
Yeah.
And we really want a couple games under our belt. So
Mhm.
that way, when you look at Ettinsoft, you see multiple
Yeah.
games and
Not just
so-
clowns,
not
yeah,
just clowns. And so we're gonna do that, and then we'll get on to Super after we've at least gotten 2 games out.
Absolutely. So let me read some of these comments right quick. So
yeah.
yeah.
Spaghetti code.
Yeah, it is spaghetti code when you go in. It's quite messy. One of the guys that was helping me Lost Astronaut, who was helping us with the VCS port.
He was
stuff.
looking at it going like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
He was looking at it and he was like, oh my god, it's such a mess. And then I was like, yep, sure is. But it works! And that's what matters. So then Saycro says, I'm completely on board with you guys creating something new first. You have to keep the ideas fresh when creating, and stepping away from CI for a time will allow you to return to it with fresh eyes and ideas.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
And
Now-
because he mentioned Circus Interstellar, I should also say that because of this new pivot in direction, we're going to go ahead and some of that stuff that we were waiting on that we already went and made for Super Circus Interstellar, we're going to go ahead and try to put that
Yep.
in a patch
Yep.
for the for this new version of Circus Interstellar.
And-
that stuff will be stuff like
a new lighting system, which I got all the lighting system pretty much like the basis of it made, but then we were like, okay, wait, we don't want to take away all the juice for when we do Super, so let's set it aside and finish it later. But now we're like, okay, well, let's take that and let's take some of the other stuff we did, like right now, with the colors. Sorry, my mouse was moving on its own, and I was like, what the hell? Ghost mouse.
No, it's because I'm pulling on the cable.
So basically, we have a new lighting system that we'll put in the game for a patch. It's not gonna be for
this
the
release.
version that's coming out for VCS. That's like that's not going to have it right away, but we will be patching it in. And yes, the VCS version and the
Everything,
yeah,
including the the iArcade cannot support certain things such as shaders, not in the same way we're doing it. So the iArcade version will get some of the patches, like
all the
some of the
gameplay
new
stuff.
weapons
Yeah,
and stuff. But some stuff like the lighting system and the color, the new thing he was about to talk
we
about.
did a
for the
palette
costumes.
swap. There's like a cool palette swap plugin that I found, and it works. I tested it on the VCS. I tested it on our on the PC, and it works great and it looks great. That will still need to be adjusted and worked on, so that will come out with the patch, not with this version. But the
the iArcade
iArcade,
one.
unfortunately, is not compatible with the shading system and the palette swapper plugin. So that version will pretty much look the same, but it will have new additions of gameplay and all that stuff, like what Matt was saying.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. That's going to be a little bit, maybe a month after release. We'll see. And then we're going to start heavily into development of the next game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what Obscene Contraption said,
Bounce
shot.
Maybe.
Because
Bounce
bounce
shot
shot
was
was kind of difficult.
Yeah,
to
that one
figure
was
out.
weird.
We
but
actually,
I think it might be.
the Omega shot in Circus Interstellar. The Omega shot, by the way, is the one where when you shoot a clown, it bounces between other clowns, like it seeks out the other clowns and goes up to a certain amount of kills before it gets destroyed.
Yeah.
That was originally bouncing off of walls, but it was so unpredictable and it had so many
Yeah.
problems. So we ended up changing it to where it bounces off of clowns, and that worked better. But we'll try to do something like a bounce off walls kind of shot, but at least we do have a couple other ones already made.
Well, it's funny, the bouncing off walls, the reason that's so weird is because the bullet is shaped like, like this. It's shaped like a line. And so because it's shaped like a line, what would happen is it would hit the wall and then it would just start going because it was like changing direction, but when it would change direction, it would hit the wall that it was on. And so then it would go and just start spinning, and then it would go pew, and it would just shoot off through the walls or just teleport to another side of the room. So I was like, oh my god, let's change the way it works. And so then we did the whole it seeks the clowns, and actually it worked a lot better in the game. But
we'll try for you, Obsidian Contraption.
That's right, just for you.
But yeah, so we're going to be updating this one, giving us some cool stuff that was planned for Super, and then we'll move on to our next game. But
so that pretty much wraps up what we're talking about with Cyber Dread, the new game we're working on. And we've kind of wrapped up the VCS stuff. Not a whole lot to share there anymore. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? We got the convention booth we talked about. We talked about the new game. We talked about the release trail that we're going to work on, and we talked about the VCS port.
I already mentioned the iArcade vinyl, so we're good there.
Now we'll just talk about some of the games we've been playing.
We'll just talk about the games we've been playing.
What have you been playing?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy?
Constantly. I'm addicted.
That game looks awesome.
Cool. I was a huge Potter fan when I was growing up, and when I was in elementary school. So that game, Hogwarts, literally everything I ever wanted out of a Harry Potter game. So I've just been addicted.
They have that chess on it, the animated chess.
The animated chess.
Yeah, they have like so many things in there that I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, I wish they would make a game like that, or I wish I could play like with real chess pieces that moved and stuff, or what was some of the other stuff? There was some of those cool little tricks they do, like that building that you walked into. That it was a little square building.
There was 3 doors on that. By
really?
The way. I went around.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's like it was a little tiny building. It was like the coolest shit ever. It was like this little tiny building with one side was painted like pink and then blue and then green or something like that. And you would go, if you go through one door, it's a completely different room, and it's actually pretty big.
Yeah.
And then you go through the other door, it's completely different, and the same thing with the third door. And I was like,
it was
this is so cool.
Such a cool thing.
Feels like I'm actually in like a wizard world.
Well, and I can't imagine the kind of programming that went into that. I watched some guy in this other video show like a sort of weird teleporting trick, right? Where he showed like this room, and he would walk through it, and when he came out, he looked behind him, and he was suddenly really tiny, and the room was huge. And so they were doing cool tricks with that, and it's neat to see that in an actual game like that. Yeah, like Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, and they did a couple of things like that. One cool thing I liked about it was that there's portals sometimes, and if you walk in through the backside, you just walk out into your normal whatever room you were in.
That's so cool.
And then you turn around, you walk through, and you're in a completely different area.
And it feels seamless.
It felt seamless.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was really cool. And then I love being able to do stuff like hold my character's wand up, like, because you can, if you hold RT, you can prepare spells, and then you can choose a spell to cast. And so I love being in cutscenes and then like maybe walking through like a dungeon. And well, it's not really a cutscene. I'm following a character, but then I could like hold my wand up and like I'm in defense or something, and it feels really cool. It's super immersive.
He gave me the controller for a couple minutes yesterday when we were playing, and I just started like running into the wilderness, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep going, and I kept on going into the wilderness. And
YouTube's not responding.
No, I think we're good.
Still good.
I think we're good. Yeah, because it says we're still live. Let us know if everything's good, guys. Let us know if there's any issues. A pop-up just came up that said that there's some kind of error. Just let me know. But so I'm running through the forest, right? And suddenly I'm like, okay, all right. I ran into these guys, and me and Matt tried fighting them, but they were like way higher level.
They murdered us,
and
like
they just killed
20
us.
times.
And we were like, you know what? Let's get back to Hogwarts. So I just start following this trail back to Hogwarts.
Through the forbidden forest.
I thought I was leaving the forest. Turns out I was going into the depths of the forest, and it was like a scary movie, because it was like I'd be running, and all of a sudden there's these like new monsters coming around. I'm like, oh my god! And I just keep running, and then like there's it was like like evil characters popping up, all sorts of stuff, and I run down underground into this this cave, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, all right, I think I'm safe for a little bit. And then a bunch of fucking spiders came out of nowhere and started attacking me.
Started running again.
Started running. And
it was so funny. And then it was funny because then I took the controller from Stefan and I was like, no, we fight them all. And so I pulled out my wand and I ran back and died.
And he died. Yeah, real
quick.
But
it was fun.
But it's a cool game. Really cool game. And
I haven't got my broom yet. I've been spending so much time.
A broom.
You do. Yeah,
you
yeah.
do? Okay.
You can just get on your broom, get off the broom wherever you want.
Oh, that's
outside.
so cool.
It's really cool.
That's so cool. Oh, they're probably holding off on that. Because it's your mount to the game,
I would be there already, but I've been messing around and just running around the countryside, killing
just
things.
Enjoying the world
and enjoying the freaking Dark Souls style game.
Oh my god, Dark Souls is the perfect game to like mix with these games.
Yeah, it's great. Like they did it with Jedi Fallen Order, and I loved it in that game. And they did it in Hogwarts, and I love it. It's awesome.
It's scary.
Dark Souls is like. Well, to me personally, I really like Dark Souls. So for me, Dark Souls is like the perfect game to use as like a simulator game, like Harry Potter simulator game or Jedi simulator game. It works really well. It's a really grounded kind of heavy gameplay. And it's really fun.
And these games change up so much to the formula.
Yes, you can get hippogriffs. You can get hippogriffs.
Oh hell yeah, that is awesome.
I don't know if you can customize it, or maybe if you can get like different types of hippogriffs. But I know that you can get a hippogriff. There is if you go to your character gear slot, there is a slot for hippogriffs and brooms.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, one thing I really enjoy about those games is that they change the formula of the Dark Souls stuff so much. Yet at the same time, there's stuff like there's the Estus flask and everything, and but it feels so like natural and unique to the universe that. I don't feel like I'm playing Dark Souls.
In Star Wars, you're using, I think, are using Bacta tanks or whatever.
Oh, so they have the Estus Flask too, and
yes, in Jedi
funny.
Fallen Order.
That's
they have.
Funny.
It's like a Bacta tank or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
But which would be great if it was, because that is a straight up callback to what's that game? Republic Commando, which I love. Republic Commando is a good game.
Is that what heals you or something?
If anybody's never played Republic Commando, it's on the original Xbox and it's amazing. Go play it.
I think they did I think they may have done
it's
HD remaster, but I'll have to double check on that. But
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that game's awesome. It looks great. I want to play it.
What are you playing though?
Lately,
I gotta go and use the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
Sure.
So go ahead.
Okay. Lately I've just been playing a lot of what is it called? Jupiter Hell. So, if you guys know roguelike games, I'm talking the original roguelike games where they're like top down and it's like a maze game, right? It's like they randomize the dungeon and stuff, right? And then you, each time you make a new character, it's hardcore. So that character will live only once, and when he dies, it deletes your progress and you get put on a scoreboard, right? Well, Jupiter Hell is one of those games. It's inspired. Well, it's not really inspired by because it's the same team, but the team that made Jupiter Hell originally made this game called Doom Roguelike, which obviously is part of the Doom universe. It's a Doom game, but they wanted to make a sequel. So in order to make a sequel, they had to make their own unique IP. So they made Jupiter Hell, and it's basically exactly Doom in a lot of ways. Except it's this, roguelike game, and they randomize every time you start, and it's like so addictive. But oh my god, I can't get past like the first chapter. I've been doing streams on it lately, but every time I'm progressing and I get to the last boss, or even not even that, sometimes I get cocky, and then I end up running into a room thinking I'm hot shit and blasting everything around, only to get one-shotted. I went to the boss and I went to go fight this guy. He was like a giant robot or whatever, and he just blasts one rocket at my cover, blows up my cover, and then I was like, oh. So I was like, I'll just dodge, and I move to the left, and then he just nukes me with the rocket, and it was just over. But that game is awesome. Jupiter Hell, definitely check it out. Yeah, I'll pull up some gameplay. Picture. Oh, they have a really cool intro cutscene to that game, which got me thinking. When I saw this intro, I was like, dude, we should see how much it costs to hire an animator to do an intro cutscene for one of our games, because it would be super rad. Yeah,
That's
probably.
what we were thinking
probably.
originally was like kind of like super.
Yeah, I think for the next game we'll probably just do like those those cutscenes where they're like, we do separate the images so the characters and stuff are layered from their backgrounds and moving at a separate pace, but they aren't animated. That way I can do that because I don't know anything about animation, but that way it's like cutscenes that we can handle and we can do on our own. But that will still look really good and not look like you're just looking at a picture because they'll be on different layers and moving. So
this guy's going super slow.
Oh, Obsidian Contraption says, is that on Steam? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
It's on Steam, and I think it's also on the consoles as well.
Yeah, Jupiter Hell is awesome. Stefan usually runs faster than this guy, but it tends to get him killed.
Yeah, but it's so badass because you feel so cool, like running and gunning and be like go into a room and then you got the machine gun and you just go do and take out like fucking 5 guys at once. You know, it feels great. But then you get cocky and then you step into a room and you get like 2 guys come out of one room. You're like, oh, no problem. And then 3 guys come up behind you and then 1 comes through the door beside you and you're dead. And so it's like it's so difficult, but it's a solid game.
One fun thing to do in games like this is to make ridiculous named characters.
Let's go to the intro.
And then when you get to see how far that guy got, so you make characters like Bill O'Reilly or
Bill Gates is the last one.
Bill Gates, yeah, Bill Gates is one you did. What was another one you did? Bruce Willis and stuff like that.
I did one called was it Dick Johnson or something like that?
Dick Johnson.
And then there was I just made a bunch of dick jokes. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. I just made a bunch of dick jokes and it was just fun.
Yeah, but it's fun when you watch that character get far because you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't make it that far. But like what's that guy from the show where it's like the neighbor, everybody's his neighbor.
Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, yeah, you make Mr. Rogers
yeah.
and Mr. Rogers beats the game or something.
Yeah. Oh my god, I made one that actually, I was like, damn it, he's actually getting far. Because I made one that was just, I was getting like really frustrated and I was just like, this game fucking hates me. And that was my name. That was my name. And then he made it super far and I was like, no. And then he died and I was like, oh, thank God. Okay.
I would have laughed if he beat the game. That would have been so good.
So this is the intro cutscene. I'm going to pause our music in the background so you guys can hear this better.
You might want to raise the volume on that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What are we at right now?
No, raise the volume on that.
Oh, okay. So this is the opening to Jupiter Hell.
You might need to raise the volume.
It's awesome. Let me know, guys, if I need to turn it up a little more, if it's too quiet.
You have to turn it up.
The intro's very quiet, but oh, yeah, I will.
I can see
so what are we at? We're at 48.5. Okay, 48.5. So.
Sorry about that. I think that might be good. Let us know if that's too loud, guys.
Have you lost your goddamn minds? You idiots are gonna pay for shooting up my...
This animation style reminds me of the Dead Space movie. A little bit.
It does.
The animated movie. If you guys haven't seen it. Not the 3D one. There's one that switches between art styles, but I'm talking Downfall. Dead Space Downfall. It kind of has that style with its art.
Oh, you see the way that when he steps on it? I love this Resident Evil reference.
Ugly motherfucker.
Oh my god. They have a vulgarity thing in the audio settings that you can adjust, and I cranked it all the way up, and it's so funny. The church is like shit.
Well, and the coolest thing is that when you turn up the vulgarity, your character becomes more like crazy. And if you guys have ever read the Doom comic, the original Doom comic, the character in that is just a maniac, and like he does stuff like the ribbon chair, and stuff like that. He did it before the new Doom comic.
There we go.
Sorry, forgot you guys can hear me. Oh, that dude's crazy running out there.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's Jupiter Hell. It's awesome. It's a cool game.
Let me just fix
go
this
back
right
to
quick.
48 point something.
I think 40. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
48.4.
Oh wait, that was on desktop audio. Is that what we want?
Yep, that is what
Okay,
you want.
cool. Okay.
Now, turn
So-
on our music again,
Yep.
right quick.
Playing the music again. There we go.
So yeah,
So yeah, that's stupid to hell. So
it is
awesome
turn-based.
game.
It's
Yep,
turn-based.
It is turn-based, but you can haul ass, and it's really cool. And it has to be turn-based. If it's not turn-based, you just get destroyed.
Insane.
Because it's so hard. It's so hard. It's about planning. You know, it's like Doom, but if you made Doom more of a strategy game. So like you are doing a lot of running and gunning and everything. And it's very fast-paced, but you need the moments of respite so that you can pause and think and go, okay, I have all these abilities at my disposal. I'm surrounded. What weapon would be best in this situation?
Or
Do I
what
have
move?
any power-ups? Do I have any grenades or something? What's the cover? This game has a cover-based system. I don't
You
know if you
actually probably
saw
saw
it,
it,
but
yeah.
when you're standing by cover, there's like a red meter, and if it's like full cover, it's a solid bar. If it's like half cover, it's like little dotted lines, and the enemies have the same thing but in red. And so,
Oh, you meant green then when you said the players.
my bad. I
the-
meant
the
green.
player's
The players
cover
is
is
green.
green.
But so they got cover system. So you want to think like, okay, what's the best cover I can get? Do I even want to do that? Do I want to just run down this hallway and then wait by this other piece of cover for them to follow me
Or
so
just
that I
book
can
it to the
turn
exit.
around? Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to leave, but I
Yeah.
think I don't think you miss out on stuff if you don't kill.
You
them all,
miss
right?
out on special items you could find, but you also miss out on experience points that you could get.
Oh, that's right.
And the leveling up is so ridiculous. They have shit like, what was it?
It's like
One-
perks that are
yeah, one
ridiculous.
of the upgrades. Well, and not they're so it's got like an upgrade tree, a very simple one. But each upgrade is called something like one of them was called Badass Motherfucker, and like that's the name of
That
the,
is the name of the perk.
upgrade of the perk. And so they have all these cool little ways to change the gameplay and make it where each time you play through it's unique. They also have 3 classes you can start as. There's like support, scout, and engineer, I think, and scout and marine. And so you can choose those, and they all have their own trees as well. And so like it's just really cool.
Very cool.
Definitely
I would make
recommend it.
I'd make a Isaac Clarke character.
He'd
Now-
probably
now
be an
that I know they
engineer,
have
yeah.
engineer. I wonder if they have any other perks that are like Isaac Clarke, because they do that. They have a lot of
Probably.
like references in this
Yeah,
game.
a lot of Duke
So-
Nukem references.
So many Duke Nukem references.
That was awesome.
Like you actually probably saw at the very beginning of that trailer, when he crashed and he got out, he was like, "You idiots are gonna pay for shooting up my," and then he gets
My
cut
ride.
off. Yeah, but that's a straight up reference to Duke Nukem. And yeah, it just looks really. It's a really cool game.
Speaking of which, that reminds me. For those of you, how many of those of you out there are Duke Nukem fans? And I'm talking about original like Duke Nukem 3D. I'm not talking about Duke Nukem Forever.
No.
Talking about
That
3D.
is like the stepchild.
That's the
of-
black. That's the black sheep of Duke Nukem games. But so like they're making a new. So they're not making a new Duke Nukem technically, but they released a while back, like I think almost a year ago now. They released. They
What?
didn't release. It was leaked. This the original build for the 2001 Duke Nukem Forever, the one that everyone wanted. And then they canned it so they could restart the project for the third
for
time.
the third or fourth or fifth
Yeah.
or 17th time.
Yeah, and so people finally got their hands on it, and now a community of Duke Nukem players
pull it up.
and
I'm gonna pull it
modders
up.
are getting together, and they're actually making. They're going to finish the game, and they're making
What-
it
what did I
so
type?
good.
What did I type for
Type
that?
in Duke Nukem Forever 2001, and then Restoration Project.
Oh
that's the
yeah.
one.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, you want the Restoration Project. Yep. There you go. And then find the newest. Click
Which
on that.
one would
Click
be
on that one.
This guy.
Yep. And then go to. They have. I think it's.
Are they just releasing shorts or?
No, they got. Well, those are all development streams, which it's so fun to watch these. These guys are crazy.
This
They're
guy is
really
wearing
good.
the tank top.
Nice.
That's great. So which one? Which one?
Yeah, they actually got a voice actor for Duke Nukem as well on here because
They couldn't
clearly
do
they couldn't
John
get
St.
John St.
John.
John. He doesn't want to be part of any legal problems that could happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
But you know what's
but-
cool is that he knows of the game. He
Yeah.
knows of this restoration project and is totally supportive of it. But he just can't touch it with a 10-foot pole because of legal reasons.
Yeah. So, but it's cool because they got a voice actor who actually really nails it, and he gets really close to Duke's voice, and it's really good. But oh wait,
Is this good? Is this
no,
one
no, no.
good?
I'll show you. I'll go to it because they actually released a trailer for it.
Oh, did they?
And we'll watch that. Yeah. Let's see. I
Teaser
think
trail.
this is it.
Trailer. Yep.
This might be it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, I think this is it right here. So, we'll go open
That's
that
cool.
up.
The sign falls and
We'll pause this
Okay.
music. Okay. Ready?
Switch it
So
over. Switch over to
now we'll
scene.
switch. Okay, 48. So we're gonna go up to about there, so we can actually talk over it this time.
Yeah. Go to scene. You have to switch to scene.
Oh, right. Okay. So, here we go.
So this is the restoration project, and yeah, they did this thing justice so well. They took everything that was supposed to be in the remake and in the 2001 version or whatever, and they brought it to life. Yeah, you've got these guys. Those guys are like basically like the Thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Thing reference. So they've got like aliens inside their bodies, and that's why they look like regular people shooting at you, but they've got these tentacles coming out.
The way they've redesigned these levels, like a lot of this, believe it or not, is actually like already in the game. They finished a lot before canning this version, and so all they're doing, they're going back and they're making things better, but they're also they're creating new levels and new areas as well to kind of branch between, and
What
they're
is
doing
that?
a really good job. So far, I mean, obviously it looks like a 2001 game because it is, and so be ready for that. If you guys like those low poly kind of games and everything,
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny about it is that people would have appreciated this more than they did the Duke Nukem 2011.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing, though. I thought that the Duke Nukem 2011 or Forever 2011 could have been good, but the problem was that their writing team was awful. It was terrible. So the writing really held
ruined
that
it.
one back. And
And
but it looks
immediately
like this
the next
one's gonna be
video
better.
was like Duke Nukem was always awful. Yeah, whatever. I actually watched that. That's clickbait because he
clickbait, yeah.
actually
He doesn't even-
he
he-
talks about how good Duke Nukem is. And then
yeah, he's like quoting what
yeah.
people have been saying about it, but he's talking about it in a good light.
But they have that coming out, and that looks amazing. I'm super excited. I'm a huge Duke Nukem fan. If you
Yeah.
guys haven't been able to tell,
We grew up with it.
Yeah.
Like when we went to our babysitter's house when we were kids, they had they had Nintendo 64 and they had Duke Nukem 3D on the Nintendo 64, and we played the crap out of it, and so he's addicted to it.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I played it. I mean, I even went through and made. You can find it online actually, but I made
You
a
have the
Duke Nukem tabletop meltdown is
got
what
it
I
right
called. Oh yeah. So I made this tabletop meltdown game a while back, like a couple years ago, and it's basically a role-playing game for Duke
Where'd you
Nukem.
put it?
Oh, it's actually that big old binder down there.
Oh, the gray one?
No, the red one with Duke Nukem's face on it.
No, that's not it. Oh, I got it.
Okay. So this is the so I made a little binder for it and everything. It's got a little Duke Nukem on it and stuff. It's fucking packed full now.
I'll pull it out.
But oh here, it's
There it
I
is.
made like a little
GM screen.
GM screen for it. So there's all the rules and everything, and then on the other side where the players look, there's all these cool Duke Nukem pictures. So like that, and it sits in front of me when I'm like being a creepy DM standing behind the board, and so
Yeah.
I.
And then this was now we haven't got well, not yet at least, we haven't put it into like an actual book form, but here's the game. We had Ardat, which was she's a big Duke Nukem artist. She makes a lot of fan art for Duke Nukem. We had her draw it, and she did a great job. Here it is up close. Yeah, it's hard to see because of lighting and stuff. But
That's Matt's character, by the way. That's Jackhammer. We've been doing a lot of games with him. So
his face isn't coming in the shot because of the lighting.
yeah, he's got a big old stogie in his mouth.
Yeah, he's got a big old stogie and looks cool.
It's funny. I didn't
um,
expect to be showing off the fucking
me neither.
board game.
But it's got all the rules in it though, and see if I can get a good shot. Okay, so there's all like your guns. There we go.
Now, obviously, this
oops.
is not official. It's just I
is
was
just
doing
for fun.
I was doing something fun. I love Duke Nukem, and I wanted to
Nukem.
play an RPG with it, so I made a whole game. You can actually find this online, by the way.
For free.
I posted it
of course.
online, so you can check it out. But yeah,
Those were the enemies. That was the page for the bosses. Here's a page for like the EDF store.
Yeah.
He did all these fun things where like he took the sprites of the game and turned them into little fun scenes. Like for example, this one right here. You've got all the aliens up top there, and then Duke Nukem.
Oh,
I don't
they
know,
don't
can you
see
see
it.
it? Okay. There's all the aliens on the side, and you got Duke Nukem crouching, and there's a dead body here, and he's shooting over a dead body and taking this dude out.
yeah, that was fun.
Stuff like that.
That was really fun to set up.
Yeah.
But you know, that actually made me think like it'd be really cool someday to do just to go along with one of our games. Maybe do like a role playing game of one of our video games. I think that'd be pretty cool
back.
because I think it'd be neat to sell you know, like a physical like game book, you know,
Of
like for it
our game,
of
right?
one
Yeah.
of our games.
Of
Any-
the well, I was thinking,
I don't know
we were
yet.
thinking like of doing like a. The idea was that we were going to do a Circus Interstellar RPG role play game.
that would that is
but
kind of
we're
what
kinda
I'm
figuring out.
leaning towards, and that's what I'm thinking we might do. 'cause
probably do that
it'd be
after
rad.
Super though. That way we have
Eh.
a bunch of new cool stuff to add.
We'll
right?
see. We'll see.
see.
You know, for all I know, I might just do it in between. You know, just because it'd be fun.
That might be.
But if you guys think that'd be awesome, let me know in the comments and stuff. You know, I'm gonna probably work on it anyway. But if you guys want to, like, you know, if you guys think it'd be awesome and you guys would like that, definitely let me know.
Check this out. This is a cool thing. To go with that,
yeah.
the game, Stefan went and bought the original strategy guide for Duke Nukem 3D, so that way he could base like take these levels and stuff and kind of
Well,
use them as reference.
yeah. What's
for,
cool about it
for
is
stuff.
they have the maps, and then they have a map here that breaks down like items, locations, and stuff. So it's like a quick reference book. So if I'm like, I want to make a quick little run like game, you know, for everyone to play, but I don't want to like do a lot of planning, I can just take these and then I can come up with a general idea of what the story is and stuff.
Plus, it's just
and,
super cool owning
yeah.
this thing.
It is super cool.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. I've actually personally never beat Duke Nukem 3D. I beat the first what's it called, the first
Yeah, you're talking about
it's not
the first
chapter,
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
beat the first episode and I started making progress on the second.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's impulse. Oh, whoops.
Oops.
Okay, whoops. But let me fix that right quick.
Yeah, I can't get your stupid binder closed
supposed to be
because this
like
thing
you
is
go.
so packed full of shit.
I know. I'll take care of it. But
Okay,
anyway,
alright, I'll just
so
move it over here. But yeah, so that's yeah.
so that's what we've been doing. If you guys, by the way, want to do like a live game of like a role playing game or something, could be Duke Nukem, could be Dungeons and Dragons or Rifts.
Yeah, just get in the Discord and
yeah, just let me know.
send us a DM or
Yeah.
post it in
And
some
I will.
section.
And I will either me or Matt will run the game, and then you guys can just make characters
You'll
and stuff.
run
And we'll,
the Duke Nukem game.
oh yeah, I'll run the Duke.
I've
Nukem
never
game,
run
but-
the Duke Nukem games. I don't know.
But yeah, so anyway, that's I think that's pretty much all we have to share
Yeah,
for this
there's
time
not
around.
much else. I think we pretty much shared everything.
Yep. So just to kind of recap on what we talked about today. So we'll be doing. We're almost done with the VCS port. Yeah, we're aiming towards the end of this month. Or the beginning of next. It depends on how long it takes for Atari to test it and whatnot, and what kind of feedback they give us, and if I need to make any adjustments. We'll be keeping you guys updated on all of that as we go through this and as we get further. Hold on, I'm having real trouble
That's
closing
what I
this damn
was
book.
saying. Yeah. it's
Okay,
like-
there we go. All right, go ahead.
Is
and,
this supposed to be? Tucked
yeah,
up in
that's
there?
fine to be
Oh,
tucked in
okay,
there.
okay.
But yeah, and then look forward to the new game once we're
This
all
thing
done.
is
We'll
so
be sharing a lot
packed.
more stuff. I know, but we'll be sharing a lot more as we go along for the next game that we're developing. And yeah, just keep an eye out. So,
Yep.
anything else?
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you
Thanks
guys are
for
awesome.
watching. And
Yeah,
stuff.
thank you
Great.
guys. And don't forget to leave a like down below. It really helps. And if you're not subscribed yet, definitely
Feel free to
feel
do
free
that.
to subscribe and then hit that bell notification so you get updates as we do more videos. We try to do these Ettincasts every week, but lately, being in a big development on the VCS, there's it's like a mix between we're really busy and sometimes
that
we don't have a
posting.
lot. And sometimes we don't have a lot to share. this time around we kind of saved up a lot from not going and doing the past couple weeks. So, you know, it might be a little sparse, you know, for now, but we try to do them every week or every other week.
But
so.
once we get into production on Cyber Dread, we're gonna be doing more. The goal, at least, is to do more development streams, do more, just Ettincast and stuff like that. So, just stay tuned for stuff like that.
Yep. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord already, there's a link down below in the description.
We're gonna have a lot of fun in it.
Yeah. We do monster mashes every Tuesday, which is just where we game with the community, and then we just hang out afterwards. And
we just played.
BS.
We just played Team Fortress 2 on it, and that was cool.
I got my ass kicked.
Yeah,
though.
I got
That's
destroyed.
a hard game.
Unfortunately, Team Fortress 2 has a bot problem.
Oh my
so there was a lot of kicking bots,
So bad.
but that was so fun. If you guys want to join for that, we would love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely. So that's about it though. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
See
Bye bye.
you guys later. Have a good night.